From Woodland Bowl in Indianapolis, Indiana, it's the 5th of 6 women's division qualifiers of the Brunswick World Team Challenge. And welcome inside Woodland Bowl. We've got a great crowd here on hand, and it's a chilly day outside, but it's really been warm inside. Alongside me, Jan Schmidt, the 1993 Queens champion. And Jan, as I mentioned, the action's been hot and heavy in here. And qualifying third for our match play today between these great teams is the Contour Power Grips team number 2. And tell us a little bit about them, Jen.
Well, this team has a lot of team challenge experience in the form of 2 of their bowlers, Lisa Bishop and Jodi Woessner. But interestingly enough, Earl, 3 of their players are making their first team challenge appearance. In fact, with virtually no television experience. So we'll have to see how they handle the pressure of the finals.
Well, speaking about experience, how about Team USA? Now, this team's loaded.
They are, and they know how to bowl as a team. They told me they know each other's games so well, they train as a team. They can actually move off each other. If any one of them's lined up, they feel the other 4 can get lined up. So communication is the key to them.
Well, that's experience for you. And now with our tournament leaders, and they've been outstanding, Contour Power number 1.
Well, they've dominated. They led from the second round of qualifying all the way through match play. In fact, they shot a 300 in the Baker system, the first women's team ever to do that. They are the team to beat today.
Sounds like it. And we'll be right back with that opening match right after this short break.
The Brunswick World Team Challenge is brought to you by the Women's International Bowling Congress and the American Bowling Congress, providing championship service to sanctioned leagues across the United States. Make sure your league is sanctioned by the national governing bodies. By Contour Power Grips, the pioneers of the finger grip industry. More pros choose Contour Power Grips. You should too. By Lynn Shoes. For the performance approach, it's American-made Lynn Shoes, the choice of top professionals and amateurs alike. And by Brunswick. Bowling is sold on Brunswick worldwide.
And we're ready to go in our opening match here in the 5th of 6 qualifiers for the Women's World Teams Challenge Championships. And Jan, we've had some outstanding scores and really seen some exciting bowling this week.
Boy, these players really came through in match play, all 3 of the teams on the show today.
And leading off for the Contour Power Grip team number 2. What a great start.
Beautiful opening shot, and this lady has no TV experience, 0. Apparently it didn't affect her.
You said something interesting as we watch Lisa Mose get up and get ready to get things going here for the Team USA. You mentioned the fact that they line up off each other. I wanted to really get into that. I think that's exciting, what you're talking about.
They do. I said that I had the whole team together, and they said that they train actually to move off each other. For instance, Lucy Giovinco, if she lines up on 22, they know that Kendra would need to be standing on 25. They actually know the board's difference in their games. They can always line up.
Well, that's phenomenal. That really, really makes the team be able to make good moves, quality moves at the right time, obviously. And not a very good ball reaction there.
Yeah, Tracy Benton a little bit light, leaving the 4-5. She's another one with no TV experience, probably a little bit of nerves getting it off the hand clean.
And the idea here is to fit it between the 2 pins, let the ball get both pins.
Good shot at it.
Try. Well, the first open, and it came early, and if they're going to have opens, I guess early in the match is the time to get them.
said Dino.
Yeah, they look like they're a little nervous, like you mentioned, Jan. They're getting to the foul line a little quick, maybe. Their feet running a little bit, you think?
They are, and they warmed up, but we had a little bit of a pause before they started, and they had to wait a while. They could be a little bit slow, too. Well, they're all pretty young. I'm sure they don't tighten up too quick.
Not like me, that's it.
Myself included.
All right, let's take a look at the Contour Power Grip starting lineup here. Tracy Weston we've seen, Tracy Benton, Tracy Harwick. We've got a lot of Tracys there. Lisa Bishop and Jodi Woessner. And the Contour Power Grip starting lineup brought to you by Contour Power Grips, pioneers in the finger grip industry. More pros choose Contour Power Grips, and you should too. Matter of fact, both of us do, huh, Jan?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Nice opening shot by Tracy Rook. Just needs to convert the spare here. She's going to change balls. Went over to pick up another ball. It'll slide more down the lane.
What about ball weights? The ladies, that the total weight of the bowling ball. Is it? I know men, most of them use 16, some 15.
I would say the majority of women are now switching over to 15-pound equipment. A few of them are still throwing 16, but with the new equipment and the resin equipment, they can get so much drive. A 15-pound is fine to throw.
Okay. It's kind of interesting that they would go from 16s to 15s. They seem to be able to generate kind of ball speed with the 16s. And here's another look at Team USA's lineup. You've seen that Leslie Moves get up there, and Dino and Kregling and Lucy Giovinco and Kendra Cameron. And again, the starting lineup is brought to you by Contour Power Grips. And we use those. Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Only a 12-pin difference so far, but we're early on. This is a two-game Baker system match. 12 pins to decide the winner, and the winners to go on to bowler tournament power number 1. You see the number on the shirt of the bowlers, like 4-9 there. That means she's bowling the 4th and 9th frame for her team, and each one of the players will have a number on their shirt for that reason, so we can identify, and so you folks at home will know what frames they bowl. Only 2 chances each game to help their team.
Now this team changed their lineup. Throughout Baker system, Lisa Bishop, who's bowling right now, bowled first, and Tracy Weston bowled 4th. They switched around because I think they felt that Lisa Bishop and Jodi Woessner were throwing probably the more strikes and had the most experience, and wanted to put them in positions back to back so they could create some doubles.
That's what it's all about. Fill the frames and hope you get a double here and there. And if you do really get it going, we have a high score bonus. The high score bonus is brought to you by the High Roller Tournament Series. 240 or more, it's a $500 bonus. 450 for the 2 games or better, and it's another $500 bonus. So a lot of money available besides just the prize money. Here's a look at that. High score bonus is brought to you by the High Roller people, and they have done a lot of good things for bowling over the years. High score bonus, outstanding thing that makes it available to all the bowlers, regardless of whether you're men or women. This is a great series. And there's a look at the score, and still early on, as I mentioned, this 2-game total pin match, and only 14 pins separating these 2 teams.
Beautiful shot for Jodi. She's pretty experienced. Looks like she's playing between 2nd and 3rd arrow. Actually, a little bit inside of 3rd arrow. Sending it right to about the 12th board. All 10 straight back. Beautiful shot.
Do you feel, it's always been my opinion, that the ladies tend to have better fundamentals than the men? And the reason I say that is because I think they need it to take the ball straight.
Exactly.
And here's a good idea. Take a look at this. That's good fundamentals, folks. We'll be right back with more of this opening match right after this short break. And we're back and ready to go. Up on the left-hand lane here, it's Tracy Weston. Second time through the lineup for both the teams now. They should be a little more relaxed. They've both on television.
Just like her last shot. She put them both right there.
Here's another look at that shot, Jan.
She's playing actually close to 2nd arrow. getting out to about the 7th, 8th board, coming back. She's a little bit farther right than we saw Jodi Woessner.
Ball really finished hard on the back. Really got a lot of rotation on it. Lisa Mose, Alicia, I should say, Mose, struck in her first time, second time around now. Team USA leaves the 3-6.
A little bit high.
She's going to change balls or use her strike ball on this. Here's another look at that shot, Jan.
She's leaning right a little bit. Usually stays on that shot. Didn't get it right as far as she wanted to. Anytime you lean right, your ball's usually going to go left. At least that's what happens with me, because you're driving the ball straight down into the lane.
So sooner it gets on the lane, the sooner it grips it, right?
Exactly.
Good cover there. Tough spare, really. 3-6, a lot of ways to miss it. We've got a good match going here. No one seems to be able to get it really going strong, but it's a very close match, and it's all life for the bonus bunny, too.
4 pins. Tracy right now could convert, take over the lead with her team. What a way to do it, too. I suppose you've tripped a few of those in your time, Earl.
Yeah, I've tripped a few on both sides. Here's another look at that. She's playing right around the 3rd arrow, it looks like.
Actually, probably missed a little bit left of her target, though. Good
pin action. You see the head pin going to the wall?
Right.
That's the head pin.
It looked like a takedown.
Team USA team, to me, they seem to have a lot more experience. They seem like they're more of a unit.
Oh, and they are, and like I said earlier, that is the way they train. They really don't train to learn for themselves. Everything one of them learns, it's for the whole team.
Tracy got that one a little wide. The ball doesn't come back out there, does it?
No, it's a little bit of an out-of-bounds area. We like to say if the ball's going to go right into the conditioner, it's never going to turn over and come back.
The ladies qualified at a different bowling center, and the scores there were really tough.
It was. There was only 5 teams shot 1,000 for any games, and our leading team shot 3 of those 1,000 games.
And then they came over here for the match play. Both the men and the women are going to be bowling at Woodland Bowl in the match play. The women coming to Woodland Bowl thinking that it's going to be tough, and they actually scored better by far here than they did at the other center.
Found it actually easy after coming off the other shot.
Woodland Bowl, a beautiful 80-lane center here just on the outskirts of Indianapolis. And we'll look at some statistics and high games. Pro Plus from Knoxville, Tennessee with 1065, Columbia 300 with 1050. Contour Power Grips, the tournament leaders with 1021. And some individual scores, high games for the week. See, there were outstanding individual games, but no really big stuff.
That was exciting. Wow.
And these are 3-game total pin scores for Lisa Hatcher, 676, which is fine score. And when you consider that the scores over there were so low, these are outstanding scores. Averages, Lisa Hatcher again, leading with 211.
3 ladies only averaging 200. 2 of them from our number 1 team.
Right.
Lisa Bishop throwing a nice shot in the dice in the rack.
There were 36 teams from all over the country, it seemed like, over at Expo Bowl, and that's where the ladies qualified. And lane condition is set up by the American Bowling Congress and the Women's International Bowling Congress, so they make them very challenging. Ladies, I was talking to them, and they said, several of them said, boy, I'll tell you, I've never had to throw it that hard before or play that deep. In other words, they were playing 5th and 6th arrow.
Right, I know a few of them said they were walking around the ball return or starting in front of the ball return on the right lane. It's interesting what's happening to Team USA on the right lane right now. The first time through, they all went high on the nose or Brooklyn, and now they're all trying to let the ball out, and it's not coming back. So they need to make a move even deeper than the first shot was to keep everything tighter.
Well, we've got a good match going here. It's right down to the wire in this opening game of this 2-game total pin match, and still anything can happen. Watch this arm swing, folks. This is a good arm swing. Nice, free, and loose from the shoulder. Jodi Woessner.
You may know Jodi today. Over stops.
Tough spare, 245.
4-5. The way the middle lanes are hooking, it can be tough. She may use a spare ball.
Here's a look at that strike ball, and she's playing between the second and third arrow, it appears.
Yeah, it looked like the ball just kept going right, didn't turn over early enough.
Where would you play this, Jan?
If I was shooting it, I'd take a spare ball and throw straight at it. But she's
Down the left side line?
right down the middle of the lane, yeah. Right straight at it down the left side.
Like that?
Just like that. But actually, I usually stand right in the middle and just throw flatten the ball out and throw at it.
The idea is to keep from chopping that. That's the most, one of the more discouraging things to do in this game, I think, is to shoot a spare, think you've got it covered, and have the ball chopped. Say, for example, in that situation, the 2 off the 5 just drives you nuts. Those kinds of things. That's just about as bad as a solid 8 or a solid 10 or something.
Well, I know on tour, many of the players, most of them now, are starting to shoot almost all of their spares with the spare ball because the conditions are so different.
Well, good opening game here. 204 for Contour Power Grips team number 2. Team USA still has a possibility with the 2 in the 10th to go out for 206 and have a very small lead, 2 pins, but a very, very challenging and very competitive opening game here in this 2-game match.
Very nice. Maybe she was able to use the information from the other players. It looks like they, as I said earlier, they all started in one place. They all made one move. It wasn't right. Now she's...
Well, you know, it's interesting that you'd mentioned that. Very quickly, I have a question for you. Now, she doubles here. We've got almost an even match. But you mentioned the ability to line up off each other by, if I'm standing on 20, and then you would say, well, because of the way you hook the ball, you're standing on 22 or so on. What about bowling balls and things like that? This has to enter into that equation somehow, too.
It does. Obviously, it would enter into that, yes. But
so it's not cut and dry.
No, it's not just no. But they have a good read off the other player.
It gives them something, a foundation to work with.
And they know each other's equipment. I mean, they bowl together all the time, so they're very familiar with what's going on.
They better get along then, huh? They better get along with each other. All right, for the spare and a 196 game for Team USA. And an 8-pin lead for Contour Power Grips number 2, and we'll be right back to the second game. And here we go for the second game of this 2-game total pin match under the Baker system, and this is a challenging system of bowling. Only 8 pins separating these 2 outstanding teams, and up lead off is Miss Bowles from Team USA. And a tough spare here, 3-6, 9-10.
This is extremely tough on this condition, Earl, because if they get it to the right, they're going to catch that out of bounds area, and the ball won't drive hard enough to take the 9 out. If they go left, they'll probably leave the 10 pin stand, chop the 3-9 or the 3-6 and 9 back.
What about spare balls? When you mentioned the ladies are going to 15-pound balls, would they do it with a spare ball also? Because sometimes on a spare like this, you want the ball to drive through and hit the 9. Is that a problem?
No, I think they're going with 15-pound. Convert that the normal way that it works. They go with 15-pound spare balls also. I personally wouldn't use a spare ball to convert that spare because of that exact factor. See how she hit to the left of it? Fortunate that the 3-pin actually pushed straight back and took out the 9.
And she didn't play it that way? Come on.
I don't think so.
Now that's a great shot there. You got to like that. And Contour Power Grips not backing down from this Team USA, even though you think the reputation of this team would be a little bit might be a little discouraging even. They're not afraid of them at all. But here.
It would appear they'll...
Time to start counting boards.
Yeah, I think they need to start lining up off each other. It looks like they tried to make a move left. Look how much deeper she went. Watch where she's setting it down. Oh, about 30, left to 30. Trying to play, it looked like they're trying to play 5th arrow, and it just dead hook left. Of course, there's probably no carry down in that area of the lane.
Well, there's nobody bowling over there on the left side either, though. So she probably expected that ball to skid more in the first part of the lane, the head area, and it didn't do it. Great cover there on the spare, though. Not an easy spare, the 1-3-9.
Looks like they're fishing, trying to find a better shot, because they really didn't have anything on the right lane.
Still only 11 pins, but a chance to extend their lead here. Contour Power Grips team number 2. 11-pin lead on a strike. And another tough spare game.
Right. Lane 76 looks like it's real tough. It's like there's a lot of out-of-bounds area.
What do you mean by out of bounds? Got to explain it.
Just talked about that a little bit ago. I think there's some conditioner to the right. If they send the ball right, it catches what I would call an out-of-bounds area, or some conditioner that will not allow the ball to grip and come back.
Okay, do you think they create that during their... Whoops, this is trouble.
Big trouble.
Do you think they create that out of bounds with their practice balls before we go on the air? Or do you think that's just the way the lanes are dressed, or how does that come about? What do you think? Give me a good guess here. Come on.
Oh, I would... They didn't practice that long. I would say the lanes are dressed that way.
Okay, I think it's a combination of the two things. I think they actually try to make the lane conditions a test, which they should be.
Definitely. Should have to make shots.
I think by the bowlers all playing in the one area of the lane they find playable, which is generally in the second, third area, it appears, that by doing so, they actually move the oil around also with these reactive resin balls. So I think it's a combination.
Sure. Now, occasionally I have seen in some of these shows, some players could move way right and try and use that out of bounds as a hold area if they can point through it.
Tough to control the break point, though.
Right.
Ball.
I've seen a few players play out there, though.
We've had a lead change here, and it was substantial from a +11 to a -5. Team USA just by staying clean, and that's what they've been doing. They have yet to have an open. They've gone through 15 frames without making a mistake. And on the other side of the coin, Contour Power Grips team number 2 had a 3-bagger the first game and a split to 5-7 for their only open, but now they've missed a spare, and this is not an easy one here.
Oh, now see the middle lane. See how that hooked?
It's amazing that it does right in the middle, and we'll be right back with more of this match in a moment. And we're back with more of this 2-game total pin match, and right now it's 16-pin lead for Team USA as we move along. And what's happened is Contour Power Grips team number 2 has gotten in trouble with their spare shooting, and that's been the difference in this opening match. And here on a strike for Team USA is Lucy Giovinco, and a chance to really extend the lead with the double. No chance out there. It's not going to come back, is it?
Whoa, and it almost did, though. I think lane 75 is a little more forgiving than 76.
Well, she's got a real problem here. She's got half the loaf there. She's got 5 and the bucket. Okay, we'll take it to Lane Higgins here, the WIBC first vice president and president of Team USA. Or USA Bowling, I should say.
Whoa. She went to a spare ball, shot straight at it.
Well, the only positive thing about that is the team was on a strike, so they didn't lose all the count, but they did get the open on it, and that puts a little more confidence back in the corner for Contour Power Grips team number 2 with Lisa Bishop up on the right-hand lane. We're bowling on lanes 75 and 76 here at the Woodland Bowl in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Nice shot. Now, interesting, Lisa Bishop just made a great shot when Tracy Rook came back from her first shot. The frame before this, she went straight to Lisa and told her what happened with the shot she made, trying to help line her up. So they're doing a little bit of that communication also out there.
Well, that's what it's all about. When you think in team bowling, communication is, you have to help your team, especially in the Baker system. You have to talk to each other. Because you don't want to make the real bad shots. You don't want to be out there on your own. You want to have at least, like she did, a spare that you can convert. Fill the frames. We keep talking about that, filling the frames. And there's Pearl Keller, the WIBC National Director. And Pearl has been so important over the years for women's bowling. Don't you think she is a real sweetheart? They're a lot of hard work.
Yeah, both great ladies.
Oh, there's some. I mean, she had everything going there.
Couldn't quite see the action there, but she had the 7-10 up for a moment, if I could see right. It took out the 7, and I ask and receive. Look at the pin action here. Wow, 7 pin out, head pin off the wall, tried to take the 10.
Cross lane at the 10 pin. Team USA runs some very, very trying qualifying things to get on that team, and you have to be impressed with that young lady's game. It's outstanding. Jodi Woessner. Contour Power Grips. We've got us a match here. This is going to come right down to the wire, as it seems so often they do. Only 4 pins separating these two teams. Whoever can get a break or maybe a double, get a difference, and there's a strike for Contour number 2.
Beauty. They have to keep that ball really on line on lane 76.
There's a look at it, Jan.
She's not going to let it get right at 10. She has to keep it dead on line.
Well, how would she do that? What would she do different?
She wants to tighten up her arm swing. She doesn't want to. She wants to keep it online toward her target. She doesn't want to actually let the ball wrap behind her and open up. She wants to keep
the
it
shoulders
tighter.
more square. Conversely, the Team USA are all playing way inside. For example, that shot looked like between third and fourth arrow.
Yeah, they took a jump in when they went over to that lane. I don't know if it's because they didn't have much on lane 76 and decided to try deeper. She's setting that down actually, maybe the 25th board, crossing about 20 at the arrows. They're much deeper on the left lane.
Well, it came right down to the wire for who was going to make the telecast, with 3 teams in the running for second and third, and only room for 2 of them. And we actually ended up with a tie for second and third. Coin toss to determine who would be second, who would be third. Team USA won the coin toss. So what that gives them is the choice of starting lanes. That's the only benefit of between second and third, because obviously they're both in the opening match. And by having choice of starting lanes, they decided they wanted to finish on lane 75. So maybe they knew something.
They might have. That's for the lead.
Well, we've got a new leader. It's going back and forth. It's never been much of a difference. We take a look at that last strike, and we'll be back with more of this match, the conclusion, right after this. All right, we're back in the 7th frame, conclusion of this opening match. Team USA and Contra Power Grips number 2.
She was really deep, and that ball slid for her. I did not think it was going to go into a roll. Watch this ball action. Just continues to slide. It's going right, never breaking into roll. There it goes, right at the last minute. Off the wall, light mixer.
The ball looked like it kind of fell off her hand.
Yeah. She didn't get a good release on that. The ball didn't, at all. She was in a playable area of the lane. If she had released it good, she would have hit the pocket with that shot.
And the idea here, I believe, is to get the ball on the left side of the head pin, let the ball take out all 3 pins.
That's what they've been having trouble with on this lane, because it hooks when you get to the left.
And you can see her reaction. She's pretty happy with that.
They all know that's a tough spare on that lane.
Well, on a strike for Team USA, and an opportunity to get it going here, get the lead, and stretch it out a little bit, possibly.
Saw Team USA on the scoreboard leading by 4, but actually it's the 2-game total, which is why they're not in the lead right now.
Well, it's nitty-gritty time. They have to buckle down and get it going. That's another lead change, and it seems to be happening almost every other frame here. Tracy Baruch.
Counting technician.
Here's what you talked about, the middle of the lane, Jen.
There's that hook area there, and they're so afraid to let it right because it's going to take off right. That's a tough shot.
Well, this is really a tough spare now. The 1-3-9 for a right-hander has to be one of the more difficult spares on the lane as far as a cluster spare is concerned. There's a look at it.
Sure, because your ball's going to be driving through to the left, and it's very difficult to take the 9-pin out.
This is really a disastrous frame for Contra Power Grips team number 2, because that gives a big lead. Not only does it give a big lead, the 20 pins to Team USA, but they're on a couple of strikes, so they can even extend it more. And we're running out of frames here. Only 2 frames to play. This is the 9th frame for Team USA.
Lucy just needs a good shot here. She's moved right. I think she moved off of that last shot. Remember her last shot?
Sure.
You thought it wouldn't get up, and it almost did. She left the 5 count.
This one almost didn't get up, too. And
right.
This is a courageous shot. When you get out in that part of the lane where you don't know where that break point might be, and that was like a fourth of an inch maybe from being a strike.
Right. She took a chance. I mean, she saw some reaction on her last shot and thought, I'm going to try off of that.
She's a good inside player. She likes to play around the 4th arrow and generally makes good shots there. I wonder why she would try to go out there and play that shot, which is a more difficult shot, I would think.
I'm not sure. Obviously, she feels she doesn't have anything deep in there, or is not comfortable. I know when I watched her earlier, she said she was having trouble with her release. She was She was talking to her coach saying, I just can't feel it, just can't feel it.
And there's a big strike. This match is not over yet. It comes down to the anchor bowlers, and anything can happen. Pressure's on, and these are the bowlers that are in that position because they can perform under this kind of pressure. And this is one of the best games out there right here.
And that was why they just switched Lisa Bishop so she could set up Jodi Woessner, although they switched it with Tracy Weston, who was throwing 4 strikes. So. And Jodi, thinking about it. Beautiful.
These girls are,
Pins flying.
I mean, you can see how athletic they are, how strong they are physically, but they're good athletes. They're not just out here throwing a ball. They're showing you how really good they are as athletes.
Snaps clean through that release, really light, everything off the wall. Beautiful shot.
The onus on him. He says if she can get 2 pins with this ball, they're a winner. And I got to believe Peter knows what he's talking about. Never been wrong yet. All right, 2 pins is a winner, and Team USA will then go on to meet our tournament leaders, Contour Power Grips, team number 1. And they'll have their hands full on that one, Jan, don't you think?
Big time. That team really knows how to score. They shot strokes quality to each other.
Well, a courageous outing here for Contour Power Grips number 2, and they kept it close all the way, but Team USA with that strong finish. 4 strikes in the last 5 shots, which really what kind of put the match away. And that's really the difference in this match. Going from lane to lane, it seemed like the scoring on the left lane was a little better, maybe, possibly, and maybe they knew what they were doing when they decided they wanted to finish it.
I think the left lane's definitely better. I think Team USA did an outstanding job with the right lane and just staying clean over there.
So maybe there's a lot to this, living and bowling together and learning each other's games so well that you know exactly how to move off your teammates' ball. It has to help. You got a good team of your own. Bring it out here, folks, because this is the way to bowl. Team USA is showing you how it's done, but you guys bowl in league together. This is your chance. There's only one more chance for you to bowl, and that's in Baltimore at the end of June for our last qualifying event for the ladies before we go to Reno for the Grand Championship.
I know a lot of the teams, or one of the teams that made the show in Fort Worth, one of the ladies' teams, is just they bowl together in leagues.
Well, that shows it does work that way. So that's what it's all about. A little bit of knowing each other's game has to make you stronger. And we'll take a look at some of the other finishers here. WISBA Challenge just missed. They were one of those teams I mentioned that were just by a few pins, actually 15 pins difference, finishing 4th. American Strike Inc. from Tampa, Florida, finished 5th. Express Bowling Supply finished 6th from Lenexa, Kansas. Lenexa, I think that's how you say that.
Columbia 300, Bluegrass, Danville, Kentucky, 7th. And Convo Bowling, Buffalo, New York, finished up in 8th. All-Star Bowl, Indianapolis, Indiana, hometown, finished up in 9th. And our 10th place finishers from East Lansing, Michigan, Pro Bowl East.
Here's a look at the winner, Team USA, and we'll be back with Around the Bowling World. It's time to go around the bowling world, brought to you by the High Roller Tournaments at the Showboat Hotel in Las Vegas. Everyone in bowling is saddened by the recent loss of American Bowling Congress Executive Director Darryl Dobbs. Dobbs was 54. Darryl Dobbs attained the leadership of the ABC in 1989 and played a key role in pushing forward the restructuring of the world's largest sports membership organization to meet the needs of today's bowlers. He was a guiding force in the creation of Bowling Inc., the organization which has bonded the American Bowling Congress, Women's International Bowling Congress, Bowling Proprietors Association of America, Young American Bowling Alliance, and USA Bowling into the single delivery system. Dobbs also spearheaded the effort to create Strike 10 Entertainment to conduct coordinated marketing operations for the sport of bowling. Dobbs saw the need for bowling to stretch its marketing reach through his award-winning bowling pin cart promotion, NASCAR League pilot program, and carried his ideas through with other sports as well.
Your attention is directed to the pitcher's mound, where first ball will be thrown out by Darrell Dobbs, the executive director of the American Bowling Congress.
The lifelong Milwaukee native and resident was selected by his peers for the last 3 seasons as the most powerful man in bowling. As ABC executive director, Dobbs worked for programs to assist the more than 2,500 local associations in improving communications and educational opportunities. He also stressed training to more than 40,000 association volunteers through the local association officers training program. Dobbs moved the American Bowling Congress into the electronic age with several innovative bowling television programs, including Bowling World on ESPN in 1989. The highly successful Brunswick World Team Challenge Series, now in its 5th season, was the result of Dobbs' aggressive marketing of team bowling and the sport in general. The ABC Senior Masters Tournament also was recently created by Dobbs and now is the richest tournament on the PBA Senior Tour. Dobbs was an accomplished bowler himself. He was a 1995 inductee into the Greater Milwaukee Bowling Association Hall of Fame as a former doubles champion. Dobbs averaged as high as .212 and tossed a .778 career high series. As a man who loved life, his family, and the sport of bowling, Darrell Dobbs will be missed by all. The 94th American Bowling Congress Tournament recently opened with much fanfare in Huntsville, Alabama. The showcase of bowling will feature 9,480 5-person teams, generating a prize fund of over $2.5 million. The ABC tournament runs daily through June 8th. Here's a look at the leaders. Around the Bowling World has been brought to you by the High Roller Tournaments. Call 800-257-6179 for information on how to enter. The Brunswick World Team Challenge from Woodland Bowl in Indianapolis, Indiana, returns with our championship match after the...
We are back for our championship match here at Woodland Bowl, and it's going to be a good one. Team USA, who won the opening match, taking on Contour Power Grips #1, and Contour Power Grips, Jan, has been outstanding all week.
Just putting together the numbers, strike after strike after strike.
What about the lane condition? Do you think it's changed much now for Contour Power Grips? Are they going to have a problem getting used to it?
I'm sure it's changed. They were able to throw some warm-up shots, though, so if they can line up quickly, they'll be able to push the middle side up a little bit. Susie Reichwey, the Team USA coach, assistant coach, she's been with them the entire time. In fact, she's the one who looked at me and said they are only here because of communication.
Well, it's interesting. If they wanted to win this, we're all going to start talking more. Missy Sullivan, opening shot for our tournament leaders. She was a former Team USA. Here she's got a tough spare, the 210.
Yeah, you would have known her as Missy Howard at that time.
Here's the 810, yeah, and she's just going to take one, isn't she, Jan? No problem.
Right, she's going to go for one.
I said the 210, it was the 810. And the Brunswick World Team Challenge is brought to you by the Silver Legacy Casino, proud host of the 1997 Grand Championships, August 24th to 28th, with qualifying and the exciting finals at the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada. Opening with a double on the left-hander side.
Her last shot over the last game kept sliding right and barely flipped. That one, she tried to keep it a little bit tighter on line and never was to the right of the head.
She gets up there. That's little Paula Mickelson. She gets up there and just got that little kind of short backswing, but she uses her leg strength really well to get it down the lane.
Oh, the ball just sat right there.
Number 3 bowler for Team USA, Becky Kregling. doesn't it seem like that? You know, you get a couple of good breaks, a couple of crossovers, and then the good shot, what happens?
It does. A great shot. She has a split, 4-9. She's going to take her spare ball, throw straight at it.
There's a try.
Yeah, she did. Thought it might hit a little bit.
Take a look at the starting lineup here for Contour Power Grips number 1. Missy Sullivan, Paula Mickelson, if you've seen, Jenny Gebbia, Timmy McCorvey, and Marianne Dirupo, who is outstanding. The starting lineups are brought to you by Contour Power Grips, pioneers in the finger grip industry. More pros choose Contour Power Grips, and you should too.
Jeannie making a nice shot there. Actually looked about the same as the shot we just saw Becky make, but Becky left the 4-9, Jeannie just leaving the 4-pin.
Well, like every sport, there has to be a little luck involved. Bowling's no different from their other ones. Even on your good shots, you can. There's a major mistake, the middle of the lane hooking, as you mentioned.
She went straight at it and it just took off.
Another look at that last shot, and it looks like she might have it because the bowlers are always trying to go straight with their spares, but the middle of the lane hooking, and it goes off into the channel. And a major error early on. You see Team USA plus 19, and they start with the double, get the split. But these experiments by Contour Power Grips are really not like them.
Yeah, Lucy's still moving around trying to find where she wants to play. She had jumped right. She had been in deep. Now she kind of went halfway in between. She definitely is not lined up. She set that down just inside of 20, going right to about 17th, 16th board. Jumps the nose. She really isn't comfortable anywhere on the lane right now. Oh, that was close.
Still in the frames. First time through now, if you think about it that way, and I always seem to. Contour Power Grips, team number 1, our tournament leaders, they're trying to get acclimated. This is their first time through the lineup in front of the television cameras and this big audience that's watching live here at the Woodland Bowl. So I think once they get through once, Jan, don't you think they'll relax a little more?
Oh, I do, and it's so hard in this format. You sit a long time between shots. This is their first shot, and they've been sitting there quite a while. So she let that out to the right. This is lane 76. You can't do it on that lane. It's not going to come back.
But then if you go straighter, it works.
Right. Right, exactly.
Bowl. It's one of the largest bowling centers in the country. And here we are bowling our championship round on lanes 75 and 76 of an 80-lane bowling center. 80 lanes in a row is just unbelievable. And you look down at the other end, and this is great camera work. You can see there's a lead going on way down there. And I'll tell you, as he keeps backing off with his shot, you can see how far away that actually is. It's a long ways from one end of an 80-lane bowling center to the other. Longer than a football field.
It's a long walk when you're carrying about 4 bowling balls, too.
Our first look at Marianne Dirupo, who is in her own right an outstanding
She is. She keeps making show after show. She hasn't won since 95, but she will win again. She's on many shows. Dices the rack. Beautiful shot. She has a powerful release. Telling him, come on now. You guys can do it.
I don't know if that's encouraging or what. You think that's encouraging? I think she's probably threatening him. Listen, you guys. Let's get it going here. Up this way. We're ready to get some breaks in our left hand lane, 75. And the coach sitting there watching that. You think she's telling him to play it on the left side of the head? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Never right of the head pin. Look at this. Almost runaway Brooklyn. Head pin off the wall. Comes back out. Head pin takes out 5. Something else off the corner took out the 10.
Look like dominoes back there.
A little bit light. It's her second time up, but don't forget, it's her second time up in this lane, and it's her last time up on this lane. Now she's going to move to the next lane and start all over.
Team USA is on tap, still alive for the 240 game, which is a $500 bonus brought to you by the high roller people. And remember, if you shoot a 240, you got a pretty good chance of getting that 450 and get another $500 bonus.
Pushed there nicely. Yeah, Earl, we've been talking about Team USA and how they line up off each other and how they know each other's games. One way you can learn about your game, if you're going out to bowl the WIBC tournament, which opens on March 1st out at the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada, they're going to have the CAT system available.
Well, we'll check that out when we come back. And we'll be back with more of this championship match in just a few minutes. Opening game of our 2-game championship match here. Team USA on the left lane, at 75, trying to get something going. They've had several balls cross the head pin.
Right.
She really gave some ball speed to that one.
She did. She was left on her last shot, left of the head pin, so she wanted to make sure she got to the right. She's going to change balls to convert the spare.
While she's doing that, you were mentioning earlier about computer-aided tracking system.
Right. The CAT system, you can go and have your game analyzed by the CAT system. It will give you your ball speed consistency, target accuracy, your launch angle consistency, and entry angle into the pocket, and all kinds of information. So,
you know, the problem with that, Jan, is you find out all that stuff, and you really find out how bad you are, you might want to quit bowling.
No. You find out what you need to work on, Earl.
Oh, I see. Okay. Paula is getting tough all the way through this time the washout. 1, 2, 4, 10. What are you going to do here, Jan?
She wants to get the ball to the left side of the head pin, have the ball take out the 1, 2, 4, and the head pin shoot over and take out the 10 pin.
Use her strike ball? Looks
She
like
is.
It. Remember, the middle of the lane hooks a lot, so this could be a tough shot, huh? Oh, she lost it.
Oh.
The look on her face is priceless. And Marianne is talking it up. There's a look at it, Jan.
Yep, head pin off the wall. Watch this. Sometimes you'll miss it this way, but she's fortunate to take out the 10.
A 31-pin lead, as you can see on your screens at home, for Team USA at this point. Remember, it's 2 games, total pins, and this is only the opening game. Long way to go. They're really struggling on that lane. It either goes left or it slides.
They are. You know, earlier I saw lane 76 as the difficult lane, and now it looks like 75 is really changing, and who knows what's going to happen when they switch lanes here. Team USA had shot 201 on lane 75 in match 1, but they're on pace close to that.
Tough spare here. They weren't fortunate. They've had some good breaks this game. No question.
Her spare ball shooting straight at that. When you do that, sometimes you don't get that back pin out.
Well, if this match stays close, only 15 pins separating these two teams, and if it stays close and it comes down to the anchor people, that should be exciting. Marianne Dirupo up there. We could have some fun with that one. Well, there we go. There's Barb Spencer, and she's president of the Women's Indiana Bowling Association, and she's been here watching and enjoying the bowling all throughout this match play portion and right into the telecast.
And all of these ladies were out here, the Women's Bowling Association, helping out, running scores. And
all right, tough spare, Jan. Oh, boy.
I thought she was going to chop that for a minute.
I'll get your heart pounding a little bit, huh?
It's fortunate that she threw a little bit of hook at that.
Things could turn around very quickly in this Baker system, and it looks like they've done that already. Only 17 pins separating these two teams, where it looked like Team USA was getting all the breaks and might run away. They're coming back to the pack a little bit here.
Okay. Yeah, she tried to open up the lane a little bit there. She's, like we said in the last couple of shots, she's really been moving around. Watch, she's going to set this one down. Looks like a little bit left of 20, right around the 20th board. Sending it right, though, all the way to about the 8th board and back. That's some area I really didn't think was out there. Great if that's fair, good lesson.
Interesting footwork here. Now, this is something I noticed by watching the match play, and I haven't seen a lot of the ladies bowl before, but watch this footwork.
Timmy McCorvey has a unique style.
I like the way she, it's almost like a timing step, the third step, before she goes into the slide, how she plants her heel to build up some momentum and strength. Here's a look at it, Jan.
Very deliberate steps. Here you go, right there. Heel, yeah, heel toe, push. And she does it well. She bowls real well.
Being able to repeat is what's important, right? And she can definitely repeat that. That's what it's all about. Now she can do it the same way every time.
A lot of ways to play this game and a lot of different things that are important.
Take a look at some qualifying averages. Contour Power Grip's team number 1, our tournament leaders. They actually scored better in the Baker system. They did in the qualifying rounds, but obviously they were bowling 2 different bowling centers.
And all 3 teams scored better during the Baker system. So,
now Kendra is going along and she's really doing a job on this thing.
She has 6 strikes and 8 shots. Amazing.
I love to watch her bowl. I like someone that can get to the line as smoothly as she does and still get all that power.
Kendra has a wealth of experience. She was second in the World Cup. She's been all over internationally, a 3-time Team USA member.
Ooh, almost the 8-10. There's a look at our general manager host here at Woodland Bowl, Ray Muir. And they have really been helpful. They've done a lot to help all the bowlers. And remember, we had a full field here for the ladies, and 36 teams. That's outstanding. When they get all those bowlers in one spot, they need some help. And they were right there. Ray was right there to make sure it was all involved.
He's used to accommodating a lot of bowlers, rehelping the men's and women's combined U.S. Open at this bowling center just last fall.
I was here, bowled my 24 qualifying games, and left.
I was here too.
All right, Marianne Dirupo, and she is outstanding, folks. Here's a chance to watch a really good arm swing, good balance at the foul line. If she can catch a couple strikes, she can narrow that lead to just 8 pins. For Team USA. Wouldn't it be fun to be able to bowl like that? I'll tell you what.
She has a 4-step. She rocks at the beginning, and then a 4-step approach. That rock gets her motion going. Look at the high back swing. That's how she creates her speed. Look at the knee bend, leg drive. Beautiful finish position. Always staying with the shot. You never see her fall off of a shot.
This is kind of an important shot for the team right now. It would really help them mentally, emotionally, to get set for that next game. So Marianne Dirupo coming through when they need her and narrowing the margin. She is 3 for 3 going up into this shot, and she's been tough. Here's a look at her.
Yeah. Boy, there's no greater feeling than getting up there as an anchor with the team counting on you and throwing that strike.
And there's no worse feeling than not doing it when you know they're doing it. Well, she's done what she's supposed to do. She's got 29 pins in the 10th frame, narrowed the lead to just 9 pins. And we'll be back with the second game of this championship match in just a moment. Second game of this championship match, and it's a good one. Only 9 pins separating these outstanding bowling teams. What a great way to start.
I feel that Contour Power 1 is going to have a much better shot than 75. Because I think there's a little bit more room right on that lane.
Oh, we're going to find out very quickly.
Both of these teams should have experience in handling pressure.
Team USA has coached them. I think they are they have an advantage. There again, bad ball reaction. Looked like a pretty good shot.
It did, and it would have been on lane 75. I really think that 76 going away with the ball, it just doesn't work. It just will not turn over.
Okay, the team that qualifies higher in the standings, as everybody knows, gets the choice of starting lines. Do you feel that they were paying enough attention, Marianne Dirupo's team, the Contour Power Grip's team number 1, paying enough attention to notice that there was going to be this much of a difference? Or maybe in the practice balls?
I guarantee you Marianne paid attention. She notices things like that. I think she knew they were better shot.
What a great spare. Picked up the 2-4 down. Wow. So Marianne Dirupo, you think, noticed that and she made the decision?
She's shooting it with her spare ball from the left-hand side. It's left to the 2-pin. Watch it shoot across. Nails it.
What a great shot. Oh, boy. That was a good shot, and not quite lucky enough to carry the set.
A little bit light, ball going away, not quite driving through, but that's the kind of shots you're gonna carry some of those, and if not, you're gonna have a makeable spare.
Occupation painter, that's kind of interesting. Now, folks, she doesn't paint pictures like Picasso. What she does is paint fire engines. That's kind of interesting when you think about that. I said, how do you like your job? She said, well, it's interesting. She wouldn't go into detail.
Paula used to bowl out on tour a few years ago. She was known as Paula Stinski at the time, actually made one show in a doubles tournament with Cheryl Daniels.
You know, I think you're right, Jan. I think there's a major difference between these two lanes, and Team USA could be in a lot of trouble here.
They're going to have to make a move, and the last time they bowled on this lane, they never really lined it up. They shot 196, but they were high every time the first time through, light the second time through. I really don't think they found a shot.
Match play records, if you're interested. Contour Power Grips team number 1, our tournament leaders were 6-4. Team USA 6-3 and a tie. And our third team qualified at 7-3. And here are the round by round. You can see Contour Power Grips all the way. Number 1.
Yeah, they shot that 300 game, as I mentioned, in the Open. First women's team ever in this team challenge event. She's a 300 game system. Contour Power Grips 1 is loving them. Lane 75 right now.
Well, I got to agree with the way you've analyzed what's going on the lanes, and I think that Team USA is going to have to make some kind of a big move, one way or the other. Find something. You can't depend on that.
No. And right now, what I see on that lane, the only move is to jump real deep left.
What about the other way? Going out, as
Well,
you mentioned,
they can
out into
try
that
it.
oil, what you say is kind of like the out-of-bounds area, and try to get the break point just right?
They could try, if they don't have anything else, I would give it a try my next time. You know, the way they line up off each other, I think I'd have one player jump deep in, I'd have one player jump right now, and make a decision right then and there, and the whole team move.
Well, they're running out of frames, and maybe they feel that they can hang on. There's only 8 pins separating these two great teams, and maybe they feel they can hang on, and maybe they don't think 75's that easy.
Maybe
Possible.
not. That's
Maybe
a good
not.
point.
Tough spare here, 3, 6, 9, 10. She needs to get the ball to cover 9 pin also.
And I don't think it's really easy. I just think it's a little more forgiving.
You know, it doesn't look like this match is going to be decided by who can throw a lot of strikes. It's going to come down to who's going to make sure they don't make mistakes. Mistakes is what it's all about. Lucy is.
Who's going to stay out of trouble, basically, and Lucy with no strikes.
Still no strikes, but an easy spare. The 6-10, she shouldn't have any problem handling that.
It's very rare that I'd see Lucy go through now a 4th game without finding anything. Although you have to consider it's not very many shots.
It's not, but also they do have a coach sitting back. Do you think that she would have some bearing on what Lucy's trying to do?
Yes, I'm sure she does.
Suggestions?
I'm sure she's making suggestions. She was talking to them throughout the Baker system.
Marianne Dirupo. And if it comes down to the anchor, we've got 2 outstanding anchor bowlers here, and it does so often come down to the last 2 bowlers. Got a little break there.
Yeah, she did. Could have had a 2-7 or a 2-7-8. I think she thought she had a little more room, a little more hook on this lane than what she actually has.
I like her eyes. She really concentrates.
Straight at it.
Think this lady could make a living on the Ladies Pro Tour?
Yes, I do. The players now coming out on the Pro Tour have so much experience. You take Elisa Bishop, came out, she won her first tournament as a member 2 weeks ago here in Terre Haute. It's with Team USA and collegiate bowling. Boy, they come out ready to bowl, and they're not intimidated by anybody.
Fill the frames. We talk about it, and all the team challenges, and we've done a lot of them over the years. This is our 4th year. Quick congratulations to our executive producer, Ed Bauer, for being there for all these and doing an outstanding job. We'll be right back with more after this break. Look at the score, and we're back with more. This is the championship match, 2nd game. And while we were away in the 6 frames, the teams exchanged strikes. For Contour Power, number 1, Missy Sullivan got hers on the left lane, and Lisa Mose got hers on lane 76. So we're coming down to the wire here in this championship match. Remember, it's 2 games total pins, and we only have 4 frames to play, and every shot really is getting tight.
Paula again with the ball going away just a little bit, not driving through. Actually fortunate to just have a 10 pin up.
Could be in the back row.
All
All right. Important thing again, fill the frames, and every time you mark, you put pressure on the other team to match you when it's this close. Less than a mark separating these 2 teams. She didn't seem to be very comfortable with that shot.
No, ball way right.
And here's what they are bowling for. This is part of the awards, the Brunswick bowling balls. They have a choice there. The Lynn's shoes, the extras, which you can see, that's the ones I use, and of course the championship rings. The keepsake rings, and a trip to the Silver Legacy in Reno for the Grand Championship. Cheering them on, the coach, and in the background you see Elaine Hagan there, and she'll be out there to help us present some of those awards we just mentioned.
Team USA is still up by 8 for the 2-game total.
Well, again, it doesn't seem like anyone can throw a lot of strikes, but if they can just keep filling frames, it's going to come down to the wire. If they don't want anything tough, then this is not an easy spare.
No, it's not. 3-6. She needs to guard against chopping it. She flushed the hole last time up on that lane.
She's using a reactive resin bowling ball, and it's a strike ball, and she's going to try to convert the spare. This could be exciting. Let's see what happens. Well, that's the penalty you pay when you use a ball that's going to hook a lot sometimes. And I'm kind of curious why she would use that.
Right. Without the 9-pin behind it, really you'd rather use a spare ball at that, or I would. You want a ball that's going to slide a little bit.
This seems to be a battle of attrition, and Team USA hanging on and just keep filling frames, and now they have a 21-pin lead. That one again. Remember, the middle of this lane seems to hook more, Jan.
It does.
And that one just didn't come off her hand very well, but it did get away from her, but an easy spare again. So Team USA filling frames.
Boy, they're feeling the pressure, and the pressure's hard enough when you know you have a shot, and you just need to make it. But when you don't even know where to play on the lane,
Throw it, close your eyes, and pray a little bit, do you?
it's real hard to get it off your hand and be confident because you don't know where to throw it.
Good cover there, and still this match a long way from over. Still a lot of room left. Team USA in 38 frames has only had 3 opens, and so what they've done is fill the frames.
And as you've mentioned so many times, that's the key here.
Well, the only good thing about that shot is they went on a spare, so they didn't lose any count.
Right, she'll need to cover this though.
Now this is a must spare. And she's going to want to hook this to the left side of the head pin, right?
Right, she wants the ball to take out the 1, 2, and 4 pin.
Pretty red hair.
Good shot. And straight back in the lead.
Well, a possibility of 196 for our tournament leaders, Contour Power Grips #1, and that would give them a total of 375 for the 2 games. Team USA at this point shooting 197 and a possible 385 if they just mark out, and so they would be the winners. So anything that happens yet, still stands for something like that. Maybe
She broke it up. Lucy with no strikes throughout this competition, but able to convert all of her spares.
Well, it looks to me like Marianne Dirupo is going to have to get up in the 10th frame and throw a couple of strikes, just to put some kind of pressure on the anchor person, Kenya, for Team USA. And you can see the look in her face. She feels it. Oh, now here we go.
Oh my, that just changed things. Marianne's taking another minute here now. She has to rethink what's going on out there.
Well, they obviously now have a very good chance to win this if she can throw 2 strikes in the 10th. So things turning around dramatically here with that one missed spare by Team USA.
She was tight on the shot of Lance Lane.
Nobody does it better, huh?
What an adjustment. Kendra's sitting there. Knows what she's going to have to do.
She has to match.
She, basically, yes.
She has to match.
If Marianne strikes again, Kendra will have to double.
Kendra, you can see the look on her face. She's been here before. She's done this before. Maybe not in the team challenge, but on her own in many tournaments, I'm sure, where she's gotten up in the 10th and needed a double, and she's performed. You think there's more pressure now in the team challenge?
I think so. I think
do too.
it's way tougher to throw it for 4 other people, too.
This has got her. And there it is. I think she was real sure of this one.
No, she wanted to make sure. Last ball finished hard. She gave this one room, trusted it. Oh, yeah.
Look at her teammates. I'll tell you what. Now, the hearts are pounding a little bit. The blood pressure's going up. And Kendra's sitting there saying, oh, boy, why did she have to do that? Now I've got to get up there and do that.
Drying her hand. A little bit of sweat.
Oh, yeah. My hands are getting sweaty. I'm just watching.
Me too.
What a turnaround when the 6'10" was chopped. That's really the difference. Here's a look at Marianne Dirupo, and watch what happens here. Watch the reaction of Kendra sitting on the bench. I'm up. She says, I'm ready. Let me up there.
Try my hand. I gotta go.
It's 2 strikes. And this is the one. That's what it's all about. Team bowling, folks. The deep breath here by Kendra. She knows strike here, and then just keep it on the lane, basically.
Right, 4 pins after that. I wouldn't want to be her right now.
Oh, yes, you would. You'd love this, Jan. That's what you do for a living. You throw strikes.
Not for a team, though.
This is what bowling's all. This is what sports are all about. Having the opportunity to perform. Reigns supreme. The team is off the bench. Team USA. A team of selected individuals for their ability to play. And you see the good sportsmanship by Marianne Dirupo. She's up, saying, "Nice going, Kendra."
You have to admire it. What an emotional roller coaster for Contour Power. I mean, Marianne threw those strikes. I'm sure they felt in their hearts, I think we're going to win.
Only 4 pins needed here. 4 pins or more. That's a win, folks. Just a ball.
You're a winner. And you...
The Brunswick World Team Challenge is brought to you by Brunswick. Bowling is sold on Brunswick worldwide. By Contour Power Grips, the pioneers of the finger grip industry. More pros use Contour Power Grips. You should too. By Keepsake, designer and manufacturer of championship ring awards. By Bud Light, proud sponsors of bowling. Make it a Bud Light. And by the Women's International Bowling Congress and the American Bowling Congress, providing championship service to sanctioned leagues across the United States. Make sure your league is sanctioned by the national governing bodies.
And here's our winning team, and here to present the championship trophy is the first vice president of the Women's International Bowling Congress and president of USA Bowling, Elaine Hagan. Elaine?
Kendra, what a delight it is for me to present you with this championship award from the Women's International Bowling Congress, and I want to say what a magnificent clutch performance. I mean, 3 strikes at the end. It was tremendous. Congratulations, team. Thanks, Elaine.
Thank you very much, and goodbye. Again, our winners right here. They did it well at Woodland Bowl. The next Brunswick World Team Challenge telecast is an open division event from right here at Woodland Bowl in Indianapolis, Indiana. Check your regional sports network listings for dates and times. For Jan Schmidt, this is Earl Anthony. So long from Woodland Bowl. This has been an ABC Eagle Productions telecast.